Minister terms commodity price hike a conspiracy. President calls upon judges to ensure rule of law. 37 members of juvenile gang arrested. Those were the headlines. You're watching ATN News. Good evening, viewers. I'm Rubaba Ahmed with English Bulletin. There had been a plot to foil the polls. After failing to resist the polls, the same quarter is now hatching conspiracy to destabilize the country through raising the prices of the commodities. Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina made the remark at the press conference at Ganabhavan on Friday. The press conference was held to brief the media on her recent tour to Munich of Germany, saying ill attempt is taking place to create famine in the country. The Prime Minister said there will be no crisis of daily commodities in Ramadan. Talking on Gaza issue, she said, the world players are showing double standard. They have failed to condemn Israel aggression and genocide in Gaza, whereas they are condemning Russian invasion in Ukraine. The Prime Minister attended Munich Security Conference held from February 16th to 18th as guest. President Mohammad Shahabuddin has expressed optimism that the judges will ensure rule of law and justice using the skill and intellect by remaining accountable to the country, people, and the Constitution. He was addressing an international conference titled South Asia's Constitutional Court in the 21st Century in Bangladesh and India Perspective. The conference was inaugurated on the Supreme Court premises on Friday. The president said Bangladesh also have rule of law like that of India, and there is no interference of the administration on the judiciary. One will have to be careful while executing his or her power. Strict vigilance is also needed to check abuse of power, he added. The president also called upon the people concerned to take initiative in resolving backlog of cases and ensuring accountability in the constitutional courts of Bangladesh and India, along with taking coordinated effort for development of judiciary. The Rapid Action Battalion has arrested 37 members of juvenile gang from capital's Uttara and its surrounding areas. Commanding Officer of RAB 1, Lieutenant Colonel Mushtaq Ahmed made the disclosure at his Uttara office on Friday afternoon. He said the arrested juvenile gang members are engaged in making people panicky by riding silencer-less motorbikes recklessly, getting on to common people over trifling matter. Besides, they also clash with different gangs to maintain supremacy in the area. Elder brother of the locality used this juvenile gang for their own purpose, the RAB 1 commander added. BNP is very much in the movement. Political programs get changed sometimes due to demand of the time. BNP is giving programs considering the present context. BNP Standing Committee member Nazrul Islam Khan made the remark while meeting BNP leader Imtiaz Ahmed Bulbul's family in capital's Gopibagh on Friday. Bulbul, a BNP leader of Ward number 39 of Dhaka South, died in prison. Nazrul Islam Khan alleged Bulbul has been pushed towards death by not providing treatment. Trial of all forced disappearance, killing and persecution, including the killing of Bulbul, will be done as per law in future. Mentioning that BNP have continued their effort to restore democracy, the BNP leader said democracy and rule of law will be established through movement in future. Mayoral candidates of Khulna City Corporation by polls have started campaigning soon after getting symbol. Earlier, the returning officer Mohammad Farhad Hussain allocated the symbols to the candidates on Friday morning. Organizing Secretary of Kumilla Awami League Tahsin Bahar Shuchana has been given bus symbol. 2 times mayor and sacked BNP leader Munirul Haq Sakku, table clock, another expelled BNP leader Nizamuddin Kaisar, horse, and advisor of Kumilla Metropolitan Chapter Awami League Nur-ur Rahman Mahmood Tamim has been allocated with elephant symbol. Balloting in Kumilla city by polls will be held on March 9th. The mayoral post of Kumilla city became vacant due to death of Mayor Arafanul Haq Rifat in December last year. Chairman of ATN News and ATN Bangla, Dr. Mahfuzur Rahman has been conferred with Srimati Indira Gandhi Peace Award 2024 for his documentary on Liberation War titled Muktijuddher Itihash. Bangladesh India Solidarity Council handed over the award to Dr. Mahfuzur Rahman at a ceremony held at Jadavpur University of Kolkata. Dr. Mahfuzur Rahman decided to make the documentary Muktijuddher Itihash to depict the unswavering history of the Liberation War. The documentary, planned and directed by him, highlighted the time frame starting from Mughal era up to the victory of Bengalis in the Great Liberation War of 1971. Now a short break. We will be back soon with Israeli strike kills 40 Palestinians in central Gaza. Borishal move to last 4 of BPL. You are watching ATN News. This is English Bulletin. There is no visible progress in market monitoring even after the directives from the Commerce Ministry. The daily commodity market has become unstable due to lack of proper monitoring. There is no price tag in most of the shops. The common people are very much concerned watching such situation well before Ramadan. Most of the shops in Boro Bazar of Khulna have no price list. The buyers expressed anger over face-saving market monitoring. There is no progress in market monitoring in Kumilla as well. Commodity market in Noakhali is getting unstable again. Prices of all essential commodities have gone up in Mymensingh except for oil price. Dishonest traders are realizing extra price due to lack of market monitoring in Thakurgaon. Prices of all commodities have gone up in Panchagor except for rice and vegetables. News around the world. Israeli army shelling of residential homes in central Gaza killed at least 40 Palestinians. Local authorities said, "We call on the free world to immediately put an end to this war of extremation and the Israeli army is waging against civilians." Gaza's government media office, with Western donors freezing funds, UNRWA says it has reached breaking point during a time of unprecedented humanitarian needs in Gaza. Gaza's health ministry reports that Israeli forces have re-entered the besieged Nasser Hospital in Khan Yunis after withdrawing from it briefly amid deteriorating conditions at the medical center. at least 29,410 Palestinians have been killed and 69,465 injured in Israeli attacks on Gaza since October 7. The Kremlin had lashed out at United States President Joe Biden, saying his comments about his Russian counterpart, Vladimir Putin, were a poor attempt to appear like a Hollywood cowboy. It was unlikely to infringe on our president. However, it debases those who use such vocabulary. Kremlin spokesperson Dmitry Peskov said. Biden on Wednesday called Putin a crazy SOB during a fundraiser for his re-election campaign in San Francisco as he spoke about threats to the world. Meanwhile, talking to media regarding Biden's remark, Russian President Vladimir Putin praised Joe Biden on Thursday for calling him a crazy SOB, saying with an ironical smile that the remark showed why the Kremlin felt Biden was a preferable future U.S. president to Donald Trump. A spacecraft built and flown by Texas-based company Intuitive Machines landed near the moon's south pole on Thursday, the first U.S. touchdown on the lunar surface in more than half a century and the first ever achieved by the private sector. NASA, with several research instruments aboard the vehicle, hailed the landing as a major achievement in its goal of sending a squad of commercially flown spacecraft on scientific scouting missions to the moon ahead of a planned return of astronauts there later this decade. However, initial communications problem following Thursday's landing raised questions about whether the vehicle may have been left impaired or obstructed in some way. The unscrewed six-legged robot lander, dubbed Odysseus, touched down at 6:23 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Before ending the bulletin, the top stories once again. Prime Minister terms commodity price hike a conspiracy. President calls upon judges to ensure rule of law. 37 members of juvenile gang arrested. Israeli strike kills 40 Palestinians in central Gaza. Borishal moved to last four of BPL. That's all from the newsroom for the moment. Thank you for being with us.